Western script, Eastern reality. This is the algorithm. Rewrite the rules. January 2026. While Donald Trump was huddled with his advisors, plotting how to use a crude oil embargo to strangle the Eastern economy, Elon Musk, a man once considered a close ally, dropped a bombshell during a classified hearing that left the room in dead silence. He said,
"Gentlemen, you are playing a game from the last century. China's advantage in the AI race isn't about chips. It's about their capacity to supply power on a massive scale. By the end of 2026, their power generation will be triple that of the United States."
Trump laughed. To him, high power generation just meant more factories. He believed that if you cut off the oil, even the greatest generators would become scrap metal. But he failed to realize that for 20 years, the East had been building a wall he couldn't see and couldn't tear down. The electric Great Wall. While the West remained shackled to global trade chains, the East had achieved absolute energy freedom on a physical level.
Listen carefully, Westerners. You face a world-class dilemma. Solar and wind energy are usually trapped in the barren Northwest, while factories sit thousands of miles away on the coast. Your aging grids leak half the power before it even arrives. But the East has broken this curse of distance. They have deployed dozens of ultra-high voltage UHV lines, the superhighways of electricity.
Imagine a single cable capable of transmitting the power of 12 large-scale nuclear plants across 3,000 kilometers with near-zero loss. What does that mean? It means even if Trump uses his aircraft carriers to blockade every coastal energy port, the wind and light of the eastern interior can still flash into the industrial heartlands instantaneously. You blockade the sea? They don't need the sea. Their lifeblood flows through the clouds and beneath the earth at the speed of light, far beyond your reach.
Trump thinks tariffs can stop Eastern solar panels. He still thinks solar power means big, blue, clunky slabs sitting in open fields. He's obsolete. The East has moved to mass-producing third-generation Perovskite cells. This isn't hardware, it's ink.
This technology is thin, flexible, and printable. The East has transformed it into power-generating glass, printed onto every skyscraper, every electric vehicle, and even the uniforms of their soldiers. By 2026, an eastern city is no longer a consumer of power. It is a giant generator. You think you can cripple them by hitting the utility companies? Good luck. Every window curtain is now a power plant. How do you sanction an opponent that turns air and sunlight directly into computing power?
What keeps Western intelligence agencies awake at night is the sheer speed of Eastern construction. By 2026, the East has over 100 nuclear units in operation or under construction. More importantly, they are deploying fourth-generation high-temperature gas-cooled reactors, HTGR.
The West lives in fear of a meltdown, but this technology is inherently safe. Even with a total loss of water, power, or personnel, it cannot leak. It simply cools down silently. These modular reactors are like eternal batteries buried beneath industrial zones. This nuclear capacity has driven Eastern manufacturing costs down to a level of pure despair for the West. Trump wants a trade war? He is using a body fueled by expensive oil to ram an Iron Man powered by a nuclear heart.
Finally, we look to Mianyang and Chengdu. Hidden there is the East's ultimate trump card, Shengguang 4 and the HL-3 tokamak. In early 2026, the East announced a historic breakthrough in artificial sun, controllable nuclear fusion, maintaining stable operation at 100 million degrees Celsius.
This is the endgame of energy. Once fusion is commercialized, humanity gains access to infinite energy. No more oil, no more coal, no more wars fought over resources. This breakthrough is the death warrant for the petrodollar. When the East masters the fire of the gods, Trump's oil wells become nothing more than foul-smelling holes in the ground that nobody wants. This war, in the face of 100 million degrees of heat, is already over.
Trump stands before the rusted gates of a factory in Ohio. "I'm bringing the jobs back." He believes that by simply piling on tariffs, factories will obediently migrate from the East back to the United States. But he has ignored the most fundamental physical parameter of industry, the cost of electricity. Manufacturing is like a weightlifter. The cost of power is the gravity pulling against every muscle.
While American aluminum and steel mills are suffocating under costs of 12 cents per kilowatt hour, surviving only on the life support of government subsidies, what is the cost of the wind power surging from the eastern interior via UHV lines? It's near zero. When your opponent uses energy that is 80% cheaper to smelt steel and produce chips, your 60% tariff is a joke. The East isn't just winning a trade war, they are changing physical constants. In the face of the electric Great Wall, the American industrial system is forced to operate under 5 times the gravity of its rivals. Every step forward is a struggle for survival.
Why is Musk so terrified? Because he knows that the AI race of 2026 is a war of brute force aesthetics. Whoever has more power can feed more compute. While Western data centers are forced into rolling blackouts because the grid can't handle the load, or are paying astronomical prices to keep the servers cool, the Eastern compute clusters are basking in an unlimited supply.
The East is deploying 4th-gen nuclear reactors directly adjacent to their compute hubs. These aren't AIs designed to write poetry, these are industrial brains. They spend 24 hours a day optimizing material formulas and streamlining production cycles. While you are still using human engineers to calibrate machinery, Eastern AI, fueled by infinite power, has already driven the cost of every single screw to its absolute physical limit. This conversion of power into compute and compute into productivity is a dimensional strike the likes of which America has never seen.
Let's use an analogy. For 50 years, the petrodollar has been the world's only well. If you wanted to drink, you had to trade your soul for dollars to get the water. Trump believes that as long as he controls the well, the East will wither away. His confidence is built on a superstition of oil.
But he hasn't noticed that the East has dug its own electric canal to the ocean and mastered the art of desalination. As Eastern Perovskite glass and artificial suns begin to export energy, they no longer need to stand in line at your drying well. On the contrary, when the developing nations of the global South see that joining the electric Great Wall provides them with cheap, stable, and infinite energy, will they still carry water for the United States just for a few barrels of oil? The petrodollar wasn't defeated in battle. It was abandoned because it became redundant.
The most lethal move is the export of these black technologies to the world. The East isn't just exporting products, they are exporting standards. From Cuba to Southeast Asia, from Africa to Latin America, UHV lines are being laid like the nerves of a new world order. Their entire industrial architectures are being Easternized.
Trump is still talking about tariffs, but the world has already shifted. When the factories, fleets, and the very grid code of emerging markets are all powered by the electric Great Wall, America becomes an isolated island of old energy. Your tariffs can block goods, but they cannot block the infiltration of a standard. When America realizes its plugs don't fit the rest of the world, and its energy costs are triple the global average, the true total collapse will begin.
December 2026. As Washington, D.C. grapples with riots fueled by skyrocketing energy prices, a second sun rises over the horizon of Chengdu. The East officially announces that the world's first commercialized nuclear fusion reactor, the artificial sun, has achieved stable operation. The marginal cost of energy for a civilization has, theoretically, hit zero.
Trump sits in the Situation Room, staring at the glowing dot on the satellite feed. For the first time, he feels true despair. His every move, blockading the Malacca Strait, sanctioning tankers, became child's play the moment infinite energy became real. How do you threaten a civilization that no longer needs resources, no longer needs oil, and no longer needs your financial system? Trump sits in the Situation Room, staring at the glowing dot on the satellite feed. For the first time, he feels true despair. His every move, blockading the Malacca Strait, sanctioning tankers, became child's play the moment infinite energy became real. How do you threaten a civilization that no longer needs resources, no longer needs oil, and no longer needs your financial system? This is the physical de-dollarization. When an African farmer uses fusion-powered electricity to irrigate his land, and a Latin American factory no longer borrows from US banks to buy fuel, why would they need the dollar? The petrodollar's foundation has collapsed. The greenback has devolved from a global hegemon into a mere American IOU. Power is evaporating from Trump's hands as fast as the current flows through the wires.
The petrodollar system was a flickering candle in the wind, expensive, fragile, and easily snuffed out by its owner to threaten you. But the East's electric Great Wall is a Dyson sphere of light. Trump is trying to blow out a candle while the sun is rising. He thinks he's a king, but he's just an old man guarding the dying embers of a forgotten era. When energy is no longer a shackle, the map of the world is rewritten forever. Will Trump launch one final, desperate counterstrike? Or will he watch as the American industry is swallowed by the electric Great Wall?
If you want to stay ahead of the latest geopolitical shifts and see the truths mainstream media refuses to cover, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with those who need to wake up. In this tsunami of energy and compute, knowledge is your only anchor. We'll see you in the next episode.